As the transfer portal completely winds down, let's take a look at some of the favorites to win the national championship in college basketball. It's pretty even on most posts, seeing the top three as Purdue, Houston, and Duke, and currently my number one team is Purdue. I think Michigan at 4 is interesting here at plus 1,500. Michigan's going to be really interesting though, obviously with Dusty May at head coach. So many big transfers. Yaxel Lenonborg withdrew his name from the draft. He's going to be playing at Michigan, and they added a lot of other guys like Elliot Cadeau. St. John's is at 8. They got plus 1,700 odds. They had an absolutely huge portal. They pulled in Ian Jackson, huge guy from UNC, so good. Speaking of UNC, the Tar Heels are down at 20 plus 4,500 odds to win it all. That's 20th. And then some other teams favored inside the top 30 according to Draftkings is NC State with that stupid head coach Will Wade. Me personally, I'm not seeing the hype for Baylor, Illinois, and Gonzaga right there at 22, 23, and 24. Don't think Gonzaga is going to be all that good next year. I don't believe in Illinois. I never really believe in Illinois. And I picked Baylor to go to the Final Four last year. They lost a lot. Obviously, it ended up not happening. According to ESPN Bet right here, St. John's is the 5th favorite team to win it all at plus 1,600 over Michigan, Florida, and UConn. I think UConn should be top 4. They're plus 1,600 here, which is tied with St. John's. And then something I find crazy about this, and I actually had to go back to this last post, Kansas is at 14. Right here, Kansas is at 8 at plus 2,000 odds, 2,000 odds. That's insane to me. Kansas is losing a load of players in the portal. Sure, they're getting the number 2 player in the class of 2025, but still, I think that's high for Kansas. We all know about BYU. BYU is going to be really solid as well. Don't see the hype behind Alabama at plus 2,800. And then to me, Louisville at plus 2,200 is insane at well. UNC is going to be the second best team in the ACC, maybe even the first best, and UNC is going to be way better than Louisville. Here's FanDuel's odds right here, and FanDuel actually has Kentucky at plus 1,700. Crazy to me, not sure how Kentucky is that high. And then I don't like the Florida take over teams like Michigan, St. John's, and UConn. I just do not see it. I like some ads that Florida have, but keep in mind, they're losing guys like Walter Clayton. They are getting their star center, Alex Condon, back, but yeah, as I said, they're losing Walter Clayton, and I'm actually really interested to see how much playing time Oliver Ryuk said. I don't think I said his name right, not sure how to say it, but that guy's like 7'10", the tallest like freshman ever. So it's going to be interesting to see, because I think if that guy develops and he becomes skilled, Florida could easily go back to back. UNC is like, I don't know, maybe like the 15th highest favorite team, once again at plus 4,000. Sitting there with teams like Tennessee and Michigan State over teams like Creighton and Iowa, and I just still will never believe in Iowa basketball. NC State down here at plus 6,000 as well over USC and Baylor. One team I think that they are disrespecting is Oregon. That Oregon basketball roster is really good. They're getting a lot of key guys back. Jackson Shellstad is running it back for year 3, and they get one of the best centers in college basketball, Nate Biddle, back. Here is Odds Sharks Odds. It's kind of a weird website, but yeah, here we go. I actually really like Texas Tech. I think JT Toppin is going to take a National Player of the Year leap. I think he's definitely going to be a finalist. He was just so promising as a freshman. I watched him play live at Chase Center against Florida. A couple tough losses like guys like Darion Williams, but I still am a big believer in Texas Tech. They also got a really solid player from Villanova in Josiah Mosley, who I like a lot, and I like that team. But on the other hand, there's a team like Auburn, who I think is going to be very skilled as well. They lose their National Player of the Year guy in Janai Brew, but they are getting Taha Pettiford back. The roster is looking pretty similar. They're going to run it back with that same team, I believe. Auburn sitting at plus 2,500, Texas Tech at plus 2,000. UNC is plus 4,000 along with teams like Michigan State, Tennessee, and then NC State once again down there at plus 6,000 as well. Here's BetMGM's odds, and they immediately have Houston as the favorite at plus 900. And then Purdue all the way down as the 6th highest favorites at plus 1,800. That is insane to me with teams like Auburn there, and I don't think Louisville's a top 4 team in college basketball. I don't know what we're saying there, but I do like all the respect that they are giving to UConn. UConn's going to be a lot better. Is Alex Caravan returning? Comment down below. I don't know. And I think I mentioned BYU a little earlier in the video. They're going to be a really solid team. DeBansta's going to be a great player. Also, shout out AJ DeBansta starting YouTube channel, doing all those interviews. But But I'm taking like Bama, Florida, Texas Tech, Michigan, Kentucky, all those teams over BYU. And to me, it's not even too close. Comment your thoughts on all these odds. I'll have more college basketball videos, maybe long form videos dropping over the next few months during the summer.